Shalom. How to disciple the nations. Okay, now let us look at Romans chapter 15, verse 18 to 23. For I will not dare to speak of any of those things which Christ has not accomplished to me, in word and deed, to make the Gentiles obedient, in mighty signs and wonder, by the power of the Spirit, so that from Jerusalem and round about the Illyricum, I have fully preached the gospel of Christ. And so I have made it my aim to preach the gospel, not where Christ was named, lest I should build on another man's foundation, but as it is written, to whom he was not announced, they shall see, and those who have not heard shall understand. For this reason, I also have been much hindered from coming to you, but now, no longer having a place in this part, and having a great desire this many years to come. From here, it means that Paul has been spending 12 to 15 years based on Acts 13 to 20, reaching from Jerusalem at the bottom of the page to Illyricum at the top left-hand corner. Here, Jerusalem to Illyricum, about 1,600 kilometers apart. So how did this happen? How can Paul able to reach so many people? Basing on 12 to 15 years, Paul able to reach 20 to 25 million people. So let's say in 12 years, reach 20 million people, and every year, 365 days, and every day he spent 10 hours reaching the people. In other words, every 60 minutes, he has to reach 456 people. In 1 minute, if Paul alone, how many person was Paul sharing the gospel? In 1 minute, 8%. It's impossible for so many years, every day working for 10 hours and every minute reaching 10%. This is mission impossible. So what did Paul use? What kind of method? Let's look at 1 Corinthians 11, verse 1. Follow my example as I follow the example of Christ. So in other words, Paul is following Christ. And what is this example? Is found in 2 Timothy 2:2. You have heard me teach things that have been confirmed by many reliable witnesses. Now teach this truth to other trustworthy people who will be able to teach others. So basically, it's about reaching Timothy. Look out for Timothy, teach Timothy, train Timothy, empower Timothy, let go of Timothy. So in other words, it's not about you, it's about training the Timothy. You alone only can plant 8 churches to be healthy, but you can have many, many Timothys. Basing on this diagram, Paul reached out to 2, and 2 become 4, 4 become 8, 8 becomes 16. This is Paul's method. Using 2 Timothy 2:2, you have to look out for Timothy and train Timothy and empower Timothy and let Timothy go to make disciples of all nations. And what's Paul's pattern? Paul's pattern means message. What kind of pattern, what kind of message did he teach? Let's look at 1 Corinthians 4:17. He said, that is why I'm sending Timothy to you. He's my son in the Lord. I love Timothy and he is faithful. He will help you remember the way I live in Christ Jesus. This way of life is what I teach in all churches everywhere. That means, in other words, Paul is teaching a certain pattern where it reflected in his life in Christ Jesus. In conclusion, 2 M's, method and message. There's Paul's methods and Paul's message. What was Paul's method? 2 Timothy 2:2. What was Paul's message? His ways of life. And that's where we're going to follow Paul's pattern in the RAD worship service.